Here we start. Remember, measure of central tendency समझने की कोशिश करो. Measure of central tendency is the normal level, is the average level, is the average level. It is the normal level. Mean, mode, median, arithmetic mean, geometric mean, harmonic mean, quartiles, deciles, percentiles. These would be treated to be the, actually these are the partition values, but we can consider these to be the measures of central tendency. Among these, median, quartiles, deciles, percentiles, they are the partition values. They are the partition values, and partition values are also called the fractiles. Partition values are also known as the fractiles. Remember, measure of dispersion. Measure of dispersion. Measure of dispersion is a measure of scatter. Scatter means spread. Is a measure of scatter. Is a measure of variation in the data. Now range. Quartile deviation. Mean deviation. Standard deviation. These are the measures of dispersion. It's a measure of scatter. Spread. Scatter means spread. Scatter is a spread. Then remember, relative measure of dispersion. Relative measure of dispersion is to compare the variations. Is to compare the variations. Is to compare the variations in the two data sets. The coefficient of range, coefficient of quartile deviation, coefficient of quartile deviation, coefficient of mean deviation, and सबसे important है Carl Pearson's coefficient of variation. Coefficient of variation, and that is nothing but sigma over x bar into 100. Okay. Now remember, we have three types of data. We have three types of data. We did the calculations for three types of data. And what are the three types of data? तुम्ही सांगा पण आम्हाला कुठे काय माहिती आहे. The
raw data
is a raw data. Raw data. Ungrouped or discrete frequency distribution. Discrete frequency distribution and the grouped or the continuous frequency distribution. Of these two are the frequency distributions. These two are the frequency distributions. These two are the frequency distributions. Now, in case of the raw data, arithmetic mean x bar. Arithmetic mean x bar is take total upon n. Then mode is equal to observation having maximum frequency. Having maximum frequency. For median, what will you do? Arrange the data in the increasing order. Arrange the data in increasing order, ascending order, and then median is n plus 1 by tooth observation. Q1 is 1 into n plus 1 by fourth observation. Q3 is 3 into n plus 1 by fourth observation. Similarly, it could be decided that is equal to 3 into n plus 1 by 10th observation, etc. Then remember, arithmetic mean is take total upon n, but geometric mean is the nth root of product. Nth root of product, x1 into x2 into x3, etc. But for theory question, you can understand that this is antilog of average of log x. It's average of log x. Matlab take total upon n log x. Whereas the harmonic mean is equal to n upon summation 1 upon x. N upon summation 1 upon x. In other words, it means that this is n upon 1 upon x1 plus 1 upon x2 plus dot dot dot. Now, when it comes to the ungrouped frequency distribution or the discrete frequency distribution, this arithmetic mean is equal to summation fx over capital N, but capital N means total frequency. Mode is the same, observation having maximum frequency. Mode is the same, observation having the maximum frequency. Observation having the maximum frequency. Median के लिए अभी क्या करेंगे? But I will find the cumulative frequencies. Just look at me. For example, if I say that observations are 10, 11, 15, frequencies being 4, 5, 3, then I find the cumulative frequencies. Observation number 1 to 4. First of all, cumulative frequencies need be found. And the cumulative frequencies being 4, this is 9, this is 12. So the observation number 1 to 4 is 10. 5 to 9 is what? 11. And 10 to 12 will be 15. इस तरीके से कर. And then median is equal to capital N plus 1 by tooth observation. First quartile is equal to capital N plus 1 by fourth observation. Q3 is equal to 3 into N plus 1 by fourth observation, and so on. And so on. Are you writing with me? Are you writing with me?
Yes, sir.
तो ये लिखकर इतना हो गया है क्या देखो? इतना तुमका लिखकर हो गया है क्या देखो? तो मेरा इतना लिखकर हो गया है क्या? झालं का बाळांनो? ये तुमका हो गया है क्या?
सर
अभी I come to the geometric mean, and the geometric mean is equal to capital Nth root of x1 raised to f1, x2 raised to f2, x3 raised to f3 dot dot. But for theory question, it is antilog of. It is the antilog of 1 upon capital N summation f into log x. And harmonic mean is equal to capital N upon summation f upon x. Summation f upon x. Clear? Is that clear? थोड़ा
Yes,
धीरे, हाँ थोड़ा सा फास्ट लिखो, थोड़ा मतलब डिस्कशन थोड़ा धीरे हुआ तो भी चलेगा, लेकिन राइटिंग फास्ट करो. कुछ नहीं समझा है तो इंटरवीन, स्टॉप मी, आस्क डाउट. वी आर फ्रेंड्स. वी आर फ्रेंड्स. हो गया है क्या तुमका? अनु झालं का अनु? हाँ अनु आणि ती वैशू हमारे जख्म पर नमक छिड़कते हैं. हम्म. हाय. हो गया तुमका? पुराने यादें ताजा करते हैं, पुरानी जख्मों को, पुराने घाव को याद दिलाते हैं. कुरतड़ते हैं, करेक्ट, कुरतड़ते हैं, यादों को कुरतड़ते हैं, करेक्ट. So Chris Jain, you got 31 marks, right? 31 point something. Chris Jain, you have got 31 point something, right? Yes. तो इसका मतलब है अननेसेसरी कॉम्प्लिकेशन मत जाओ, एग्जाम ओरिएंटेड फोकस रखो एट प्रेजेंट जब एग्जाम का सिलसिला शुरू होता है. Otherwise, thinking in the different way is okay. But from examination point of view, you've got to be exam focused. Chris, you have got a potential, you have got an ability, that's why I'm telling you. पर हो गया क्या तुमका? ये तुमका हो गया है क्या? Okay. Now, remember in case of, हे रब करूं का मी? ये मैं रब करूं क्या? ये मैं रब करूं क्या?
yes,
Yes, sir.
Now remember, in case of the group frequency distribution, in case of the continuous frequency distribution, mind well that the x values are the mid values. Mid values represent the classes. Mid values represent the class. Number one. And therefore x value is nothing but upper limit plus lower limit, and in that over 2. And the second thing you have to necessarily note is that inclusive classes must be converted to exclusive classes. ये compulsory है. And once you do that, most of the formulae are same as ungrouped data. So the mean is going to be equal to summation fx upon capital N. Same formula. Same formula. For the mean, it is same formula. फिर the second one is mode. Now the class having maximum frequency is the modal class. And then mode is equal to L plus Fm minus F1 over 2 Fm minus F1 minus F2 into H. मेरा तो कहना यह है कि एग्जाम ओरिएंटेड प्रिपरेशन शुरू करो. ये सब नोट्स को छोटे छोटी चिट्ठियों पे लिखो, तो वो चिट्ठियां तुम एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में साथ लेके जा सकते हैं ना. तो ये हो गया एग्जाम का प्रिपरेशन. ये हो गया एग्जाम का प्रिपरेशन. पर उसका एक इंडेक्स बनाओ कि कौन से जेब में कौन सी चिट्ठियां है कि नहीं, कौन से जेब में कौन सी चिट्ठियां है, फिर कौन से पर्स में क्या है, कैलकुलेटर के पॉकेट में क्या है, वो कैलकुलेटर का पॉकेट रहता है उसमें क्या है, मास्क में क्या रखा है. इधर लिखो. ओढणीला काय बांधलंय, ओढणी असते की नाही, त्याच्यात अशी एक टीप घालायची, काय ते शिवायचं असे एक त्याच्या बाजू, आणि ते जे तिथे गॅप तयार होते ना त्याच्यात त्या चिठ्ठ्या ठेवायच्या. त्यात त्या चिठ्ठ्या ठेवायच्या. ओढणीला असं शिवायचं ते एका बाजूने. तो फिर अभी ये तुमका अगर हो गया है तो फिर एक बात ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. F1 is the previous frequency, F2 is the post frequency, L is the lower limit, that is obvious. Now remember, class having cumulative frequency first time greater than or equal to n by 2 is the median class. And then median is equal to L plus n by 2 minus CF upon F into H. This CF is previous cumulative frequency and F is its frequency. It is its frequency. समझाय का तुमको? मी जर मुलगी असतो ना तर मी नक्की त्या ओढणीला ते असं शिवलं असतं आणि त्याच्या चिठ्ठ्या ठेवल्या असत्या, आणि एक्झामिनर बघू पण शकत नाही ना सारखं. एक्झामिनर सारखं बघायला लागला तर मग त्याच्यावर ओरडायचं, मेल या घरी आई बाई नाहीये का तुझी, मेल या आई बाई नाही का घरी, बघतोय सारखा टुकुर टुकुर. ओके. ओके, तो फिर अब तो मेरे तरफ देखो. दुसरी आयडिया फार सोपी आहे. मास्क मध्ये ठेवायचं चिठ्ठ्या, आणि तो सुपरवायझर जर जवळ यायला लागला तो जोर जोरात खोकायला लागायचं किंवा शिंकायला लागायचं, जोर जोरात खोकायचं, घाबरून पळून जाईल. Okay. तो फिर ये हो गया मीडियन. Now, like median, for first quartile, you will search for 1n by 4. For the third quartile, you will search for 3n by 4. For the third decile, you will search for 3n by 10, and so on, and so on, and so on. This is all about that. Then remember, for geometric mean and harmonic mean, the procedure will be the same. For geometric mean, it is the capital Nth root of x1 raised to f1, x2 raised to f2 dot dot dot. Same formula. And harmonic mean is going to be capital N upon summation f upon x. मेहुल ली पटपट. तू काय ओढणी घेऊन जाणार आहे का मेहुल? मेहुल, मी असं करणार म्हणजे तू काय ओढणी घालून जाणार आहे का? ओके. रुचाताई, रुचाताई सांग ह्याला समजून मेहुलला. ये तो सेम ही है ना. Antilog of that we have written my dear. That is antilog of 1 upon capital N. That we have already written. F log x. Same formula. Okay. ये तुमको समझा है क्या? ये तुमको समझा है क्या? Okay. Now remember, in all these cases, this is common now. In all these cases, range is equal to L minus S. But for grouped, it is the upper limit of last class. Upper limit of last class. Upper limit of last class minus lower limit of first class minus the lower limit of first class. Upper limit of last class minus lower limit of first class. ये होगा ग्रुप में. Then remember coefficient of range. Remember coefficient of range is nothing but L minus S over L plus S और into 100 किया तो percentage मिलता है. Then I consider quartile deviation, which is nothing but Q3 minus Q1 and that by 2. But remember, if they just ask you quartile range, then you just have to say this is Q3 minus Q1. Deviation बोला तो divided by 2, range बोला तो Q3 minus Q1. Then coefficient of quartile deviation. Coefficient of quartile deviation. Now coefficient of quartile deviation is nothing but Q3 minus Q1 over Q3 plus Q1 and that by 2. पर अभी इसमें होता है क्या, मेरी तरफ देखो बरं का. अजून एक एमसीक्यू सांगतोय मी तुम्हाला. Look at me. So I can write this as Q3 minus Q1 upon 2 that divided by Q3 plus Q1 that by 2. थोड़ा एडजस्टमेंट देखो क्योंकि ये एमसीक्यू में लगने वाला है. But mind well, this is quartile deviation. आणि Q1 plus Q3 upon 2 is nothing but Q2. कसं आहे की Q1, Q2, Q3, तो ये जो Q2 है वो एवरेज हो गया ना दोनों का. So that is quartile deviation upon Q2 into 100. MCQ पे लगेगा, MCQ पे लगेगा. Quartile deviation upon Q2 into 100. फिर I consider the mean deviation about mean. Mean deviation about mean. Mean deviation about mean. And the formula is take total upon n modulus of x minus x bar. And if the frequencies are given, it is 1 upon capital N summation f into modulus of x minus x bar. ये अभी स्टैंडर्ड हो गया. फ्रीक्वेंसीज अगर है तो f से मल्टीप्लाई करो, रिप्लेस स्मॉल n बाय कैपिटल N. Similarly, coefficient of mean deviation about mean. Coefficient of mean deviation about mean. Coefficient of mean deviation about mean is equal to mean deviation about mean and divided by mean and into 100 divided by mean into 100. Similarly, you can have mean deviation about mode. Similarly, you can have mean deviation about mode and median. I'm not going to write it because this is theory. तो जैसे मीन को किया था वैसे ही मीडियन को करेंगे. And of that also we shall find a coefficient. Of that also we are going to find a coefficient of mean deviation. थ्योरी में सब कुछ मतलब सिनॉप्सिस तैयार करते समय, समरीज तैयार करते समय सब कुछ लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. You just try to understand what it is. Done? Okay. Then in that case, I come to the variance. Now remember, variance is equal to sigma square. And that is equal to take total upon n, x minus x bar square. But I can also say that this is 1 upon n summation x square minus x bar square. Standard deviation is root of variation. Standard deviation is the root of variance. Standard deviation is equal to root of variance. But when frequencies are given, obviously this is 1 upon capital N into summation f into x minus x bar the square, or that is 1 upon capital N fx square minus x bar the square. And the last point is that the coefficient of variation is sigma over x bar into 100. We have prepared the list of formulae. We have prepared the list of formulae. You have made a list of formulae. हो गया है क्या बाळांनो तुमका? ये तुमका हो गया है क्या?
Yes, sir.
तो फिर Obviously, there are some short notes, some small points, and they're actually very important. That the first one is coefficient of variation is nothing but the variation. So whenever you are referring to reliability, consistency, homogeneity, you refer to CV, and smaller is the better. तो जब जब आपको ये ऐसा वर्डिंग आएगा कंसिस्टेंसी चेक करो, तो you will find coefficient of variation which is sigma upon x bar. Smaller is better, smaller is more consistent, smaller is more reliable, etc. ये समझा है बाळांनो तुमको? राहुल जेवढं सांगितलं तेवढं लिही बाळा, बाकी काही नसतं. ये तुमको समझा है? Good.
Yes,
Now the
sir.
next note is combine or pooled mean and variance. So in that case, what happens? You have got a group A, you have got a group B. Size means number of people, that is N1 and N2. Arithmetic mean of this could be X1 bar and X2 bar. Harmonic mean of this could be H1 and H2. Then X bar combined is N1 into X1 bar plus N2 into X2 bar divided by N1 plus N2. Sigma square combined is N1 into sigma 1 square plus N2 into sigma 2 square plus N1 into X1 bar minus X bar combined square plus N2 into X2 bar minus X bar combined square, and that divided by N1 plus N2. This is combined variance. लेकिन एक बात समझने की कोशिश करो, अगर तीन ग्रुप्स है तो सेम फॉर्मूला विल कंटिन्यू, N1 into X1 bar, N2 into X2 bar, N3 into X3 bar. This is extended, N1 plus N2 plus N3. This can be for any number of groups. Generally, they ask for two groups, but it can be extended. And combined harmonic mean is equal to N1 plus N2 divided by is N1 upon H1 plus N2 over H2, or maybe for N3 over H3. And then you have to write over here. That we cannot find the pooled geometric mean, mode, median. We cannot find. समझा है क्या बाळांनो तुमको? ये तुमने लिखा है क्या?
सर हॅलो.
बोल.
हा सर, मोड म्हणजे हायेस्ट व्हॅल्यू ना, म्हणजे एखादा म्हणजे हाय व्हॅल्यू आहे,
लार्जेस्ट
मग
फ्रिक्वेन्सी.
त्या ग्रुप मधली हायेस्ट व्हॅल्यू म्हणजेच मोड ना.
हो.
हा, मग आपण दोन व्हॅल्यू कंबाईन करून.
दोन मोड दिले तर तू यू कॅनॉट फाइंड दॅट कंबाईंड मोड.
ओके 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 ओके.
आता एक्झाम ओरिएंटेड आता जेवढं सांगतो तेवढं प्रिपेअर करा फक्त. Because I am keeping in mind the MCQs, what theory points we will require in MCQs. आता त्याला जरा टेस्ट देऊ नका, फार तर नंतर किती पण क्वेश्चन विचारा. ओके. Then I consider the third point. And the third point is extremely vital. That arithmetic mean, geometric mean, harmonic mean, when do we use? When this is variable upon constant, it is the arithmetic mean. When it is variable upon variable, it is a geometric mean. And when it is constant upon variable, it is the harmonic mean. Example of this could be rain, could be marks, etc. This is common situation. Here, geometric mean is used for ratio, percentage, etc. This is for speed. Generally, this is for speed, or when amount spent is constant. Amount spent is constant and rate is a variable. Price is a variable. Price means rate. Rate is a variable. Then we use this harmonic. हे कळलं का मॅडम? इक्वल अमाउंट स्पेंड केली. क्लियर? ये लिखा है तुमने? ये तुमने लिखा है. त्याचा क्वेश्चन असा होता की या सेटचा मॅक्सिमम फ्रिक्वेन्सी आणि दॅट सेटची मॅक्सिमम फ्रिक्वेन्सी दोन्ही माहिती असतील तर यू कॅन फाइंड द मोड ऑफ द कंबाईंड ग्रुप. असं होत नाही बाळा. इकडे बघ. 2 3 3 4 1 4 4 5 5. मला सांग याचा मोड किती? पहिल्या ग्रुपचा मोड किती?
2
पहिल्या
म्हणजे
ग्रुपचा
3.
मोड 3. दुसऱ्या ग्रुपचा मोड किती? बस समजा इथे अजून एक काहीतरी लिहिलं, समजा 2. याचा मोड किती?
सांगता येत नाही सर. 4 आणि 5 दोन्ही पण आहे.
म्हणजे बोथ इट इज बाय मॉडल. आता ह्यांना जर एकत्र केलं तर 4 विल बी द ओनली मोड. इफ आय कंबाईन दिस 2 3 3 4 1 4 4 वगैरे 5 5 2, तर यांचा मोड फक्त एकच झाला, तो म्हणजे 4.
हो हो हो.
दॅट इज व्हाय वी कॅन अफोर्ड. काय तुम्ही क्वेश्चन विचारलं की मला तुम्हाला अपसेट पण नाही करता येत. आय टू एक्सप्लेन इट. त्यात वेळ जातो विनाकारण. एक्झामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्ह्यू. एनिवे, look at me. Stay focused. So when do we use what? That was the question. Now remember, as a fourth note, arithmetic mean is greater than or equal to geometric mean is greater than or equal to harmonic mean. This is in general. And in general का मतलब है nothing specific is given. Nothing particular is given. Nothing particular is given. But arithmetic mean is equal to geometric mean is equal to harmonic mean if the observations are equal. And arithmetic mean strictly greater than geometric mean, strictly greater than harmonic mean if observations are distinct. If the observations are distinct, different. If the observations are distinct. Okay. Then the fifth note is that geometric mean of x into y is geometric mean of x into geometric mean of y, and geometric mean of x upon y is geometric mean of x over geometric mean of y over geometric mean of y. But for only two observations, geometric mean is equal to square root of arithmetic mean into harmonic mean. म्हणजेच काय तर geometric mean is the geometric mean of arithmetic mean and harmonic mean. Square root of product which is harmonic mean, na? So it is the harmonic mean of, geometric mean is the geometric mean of arithmetic mean and harmonic. कळलं का बाळांनो हे तुम्हाला? ये तुमको समझा है क्या? ये तुमको समझा है क्या? Then at the 7th point over here, for moderately skewed data, for the moderately skewed data, mean minus mode is equal to 3 times mean minus median. 3 times mean minus median. But meanwhile, this is for moderately skewed data. This is not for symmetric data. And this is not for highly skewed data. They're not for highly skewed data. Skewness अगर ज्यादा हो तो नहीं हो यूज कर सकते. दादा खाली हो रहे बाळांनो. Then as a 8 point over here, and that is extremely important point. As a 8 point over here, if I consider y is equal to ax plus b, addition is the change of origin. Multiplication is the change of scale. Any measure of central tendency of y is a into measure of central tendency of x plus b, and any measure of dispersion of y is modulus of a into measure of dispersion of b, measure of dispersion of x. लिखो बाळांनो इसको. तुमने लिखा है क्या? Any measure of central tendency of y is a into measure of central tendency of x plus b, and measure of dispersion of y is modulus of a, measure of dispersion of x. लिखो. अभी इसमें क्या होता है, एक मिनट देखो. As a conclusion, what will I say? Measure of central tendency is dependent on. It is dependent on change of origin and scale both. Change of origin and scale both is dependent on change of origin and scale both. Measure of dispersion is independent of change of origin, independent of change of origin, but it depends on, it is dependent of, it is dependent of change of scale. Dependent on change of scale. ये तुमने लिखा है क्या? हेलो का बाळांनो, ये तुमका लिखकर हो गया है क्या? तो for the next point, look at me. For the next point, look at me. That the measure of central tendency can be positive, can be negative, can be zero, can be any real number. But measure of dispersion can not be. Measure of dispersion can not be negative. Measure of dispersion cannot be negative. हे कळलं का बाळांनो तुम्हाला? It can't be negative. Now try to understand. Now try to understand. If they give me like 3x plus 4y minus 5 is equal to 0. So you have to put it in what form? Tell me. You have to put it in what form? Tell me. You have to bring it in the form y equal to something. So 4y is minus 3x plus 5. And hence y is equal to modulus of minus 3 by 5x plus 5 by 4. Plus 5 by 4. Of course, when we solve the MCQs in the module, we are going to see many questions based on this there in the module. So that much practice we are obviously going to have, but at present just collect the points together. Collect the points together. हो गया है क्या? हो गया है क्या बाळांनो? पटपट लिहा आता. Okay. Then I consider the next variety of question in which wrong observations and the correct observations are given. Correct observations are given. Wrong observations and correct observations are given. Remember, x bar is equal to summation x over n. So n into x bar is summation x, but that is wrong. Summation x correct is summation x wrong minus x wrong plus x correct. Sigma squared is 1 upon n summation x square minus x bar square. So sigma square plus x bar square is summation x square over n, and then n into this sigma square plus x bar square. This is equal to summation x square, but this is wrong. And then summation x square correct is summation x square wrong minus x wrong का square plus x correct का square. मी फक्त synopsis लिहितोय काय? I'm not writing the example. I'm just writing the summary of what exactly happens. तुम्हारा ये लिखकर हो गया है क्या? तुम्हारा
Yes,
ये
sir.
लिखकर हो गया है क्या? हो गया है क्या बाळांनो तुमका? अभी इसमें क्या होता है ज्योमेट्रिक मीन में? तर ज्योमेट्रिक मीन is nth root of product. Nth root of product x1 into x2 into x3, that is geometric mean. So x1 into x2 into x3 is geometric mean raised to n. And then divide by wrong. Divide by wrong. And multiply by correct. Divide by wrong. Multiply by correct. And then again take the nth root. Procedure लिखो. कुशल रायसोनी माइक्रोफोन बंद कर कुशल. गुड बॉय. हो गया है क्या तुमका? एंड ज्योमेट्रिक मीन में क्या करेंगे? माइंड वेल h is equal to n upon summation 1 upon x. तो summation 1 upon x is n upon h. And this is wrong. Now correct summation 1 upon x is equal to summation 1 upon x wrong minus 1 upon x wrong plus 1 upon x correct plus 1 upon x correct. रेसिप्रोकल को सब्ट्रैक्ट करो रॉन्ग के और करेक्ट के रेसिप्रोकल को ऐड करो. झालं का बाळांनो? ये तुमका हो गया है क्या? Now remember, wrong observation, correct observation, and effect on n. This is given, n remains same. This is given, this is not given, n will reduce. This is not given, this is given, n will increase. Why would it increase? Because you add something. Here you subtract something. And here you add and subtract. Both. Here you add and subtract. Both. कळलं का? ये तुमको समझा है क्या बात? Then I consider, just a moment, look at me. In case if the classes given are 0 to 10, 10 to 15, rather 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and 40 to 50. My question to you is, tell me, what are the x values? What are the x values? 5, 15, 25, 35, and 45. Now what I do is y equal to or u equal to कुछ भी कहो x minus central value, x minus the central value, and that divided by class width. देखो, that divided by width of the class. That means here this is 5 minus 25 over 10. This is 15 minus 25 over 10. 25 minus 25 over 10. 35 minus 25 over 10. And 45 minus 35 over 10. ये जो सेंट्रल वैल्यू को हमने सब्ट्रैक्ट किया है, that central value is known as assumed mean or arbitrary mean. Assumed mean or arbitrary mean. लेकिन अगर समझो मैंने 4 ही क्लासेस को लिखा, if I write only 4 classes, if I write only 4 classes, that means this is even number. Then what will I do? Then I would say that this y is equal to 5 minus average of the middle values. It is average of the middle values. It is the average of the middle values and divided by class width. Divided by the class width means h. So in that case, how will you do? This is x minus. So in the first case is 5 minus 20 divided by 10. 15 minus 20 divided by 10. Somewhat like that. Somewhat like that. इसको तुम लिखो. इसको तुम लिखो. ये तुम्हारा हो गया है क्या? ये तुमका हो गया है क्या? 9 हे तुमचं झालं का? Good. Then remember, for as an 11 point, for symmetric data, mean equal to mode equal to median. For the positively skewed data, mean is greater than median is greater than mode. And for negatively skewed data, mode is greater than median is greater than mean. मोड सबसे बड़ा होता है. ठीक है, लिखा है तुमने? लिखो.
Done, sir.
ठीक है, so remaining points we'll list down tomorrow. Immediately tomorrow we are going to start solving the module first of all, then additional questions we'll take from somewhere else. अभी एक बात समझने की कोशिश करो, जिनको पास होना है और जिसको स्कोर करना है, दोनों के लिए ये 12 और ये 20, these are extremely important marks. For all categories, whichever you belong to, these marks are going to be significant. Okay? तो इसकी बहुत सारी प्रिपरेशन करो. Why did I take this chapter with priority? Because ये 20 मार्क्स को तुम नहीं इग्नोर, इसका जितने क्वेश्चन जहां भी मिलेंगे सॉल्व करो. I will give you plenty of them, but if you can get from somewhere else, try to solve. जितनी प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं उतनी प्रैक्टिस करो. Is that clear? Am I clear? Beautiful. Okay, then goodbye. Goodbye.